Collecting and scrapping junk items plays a huge role in Fallout 76. Many new players will hop into the game for the first time and they will quickly find out that enemies will drop a lot of junk items, and there will be even more of it scattered throughout the world. And this can get pretty overwhelming, especially with a limited amount of carry weight. So in this video, I will be going over some of the best junk items that you want to make sure you're always picking up. But this doesn't mean that every other junk item is useless. This list will just be all of the junk items that I suggest new players pick up to get some of the harder to obtain crafting resources. But before we get into this video, if you're a fan of the Fallout games and the Fallout TV show, click the link in the pinned comment below to join my Fallout Discord server, where you can find other people to play Fallout 76 with, discuss the Fallout TV show, or just talk about anything related to Fallout. Now first up, we have combination and adjustable wrenches. These are very common and they can be scrapped for some good resources. The combination wrench will give you lead, which is needed to craft ammo, and the adjustable wrench will give you gears. Clipboards are another commonly overlooked junk item that can be scrapped for some important resources. But there will be two versions of the clipboard, which will be the regular clipboard and the battered clipboard. The regular clipboard will give you springs and screws, and the battered clipboard will just give you springs. Clipboards are light and very easy to find, so I always pick them up when I see them. Another thing that I always pick up when I see it are typewriters. These can be scrapped for gears, screws, and springs. Next up, we have cans. Cans are very common and you can easily find a lot of them, but you can scrap them for lead, which again is needed to make ammo. Lead will be very important for new players as they start to build up their stockpiles of ammo. The next junk item is one that many people ignore, and that's bone cutters. You can scrap these for plastic, gears, and copper. The big one here is copper, as copper can be pretty tricky to find. Another great item that you can scrap for copper is cooking pots. These can be scrapped for steel and copper. Cutting fluid is one of the best items that you can scrap for oil, as each cutting fluid will give you 3 oil. Flip lighters will also give you oil, and they will give you springs. Fuel tanks and oil cans are also great things to pick up and scrap for oil. Just like copper, oil is another one of the resources that can be tricky to get a lot of, so you want to make sure that you're collecting as much oil-related junk as possible. Next up, we have fuses. These seem to be in almost every toolbox and they drop often, and when you find them you should grab them because you can scrap them for copper. Gears are obvious as you can scrap them for 2 gears each. Handcuffs are another common junk item that you can scrap for screws and springs. But the next junk item is all of the silver and gold junk. This will include the gold and silver forks and knives, bowls, and jewelry. Now you will find these in safes and on ghouls, and most players ignore these. But silver and gold isn't super easy to get, and it's used in a lot of crafting plans, so always pick up any gold and silver junk that you find. And you can get screws, gears, and springs from the lockets and pocket watches. Magnifying glasses are also worth picking up to scrap for crystal and copper. Makeshift batteries will be pretty heavy, but you can scrap them for acid and lead, making them great for crafting ammo. Next up, we have microscopes, and these are actually very good, because you can scrap them for gears, glass, crystal, and fiber optics. A lot of weapon and armor mods will require fiber optics, and it's not easy to get, so always pick up microscopes. And the same thing can be said for hot plates. These are a great source of circuitry, copper, and screws. Next, we have desk fans. These will be very good for screws and gears. Telephones are also a really important junk item because they will give you circuitry, copper, and fiberglass. And next we have a rarer junk item that you don't want to miss, and that is the military ammo bag. This one is actually very important because it's one of the few ways to get ballistic fiber, which will be needed in a lot of armor crafting. Military grade duct tape also gives ballistic fiber and adhesive. Normal duct tape is also worth picking up because it gives you adhesive. Military grade circuit boards will commonly come from robot enemies, and these are really good because they give you 2 circuitry each. And you can also find enhanced targeting cards which can be scrapped for silver and circuitry. Next we have minor suit scrap. This will only come from mole miner enemies, but you will commonly fight them at public events and in the ash heap region. Minor suit scrap is really good because it can be scrapped for gears and black titanium, which is an endgame resource. Wonder glue is pretty common and it can be scrapped for more adhesive. Lamps might sound a little odd, but you can find these in houses and most of them can be scrapped for ceramic or copper. You will also find a lot of these wooden letter block toys, and they will be a good source of lead, as you will find a lot of them. Unrefined gunpowder always drops from super mutants and human enemies, and it's needed to make ammo. And power relay coils can be scrapped for 2 copper each. Next we have light bulbs. Don't skip out on these as they can be scrapped for copper and glass. Cigar boxes are a good source of fiberglass as they can be scrapped for 2 fiberglass each. Paint cans are much better than people think, because you can scrap them for 2 oil and 5 lead, but they will be heavy. Abraxos cleaning supplies can be found everywhere and it can be scrapped for acid and antiseptic. And finally we have biometric scanners. These are kind of rare, but you can scrap them to get fiber optics, asbestos, and nuclear material. And those are some of the best junk items that you always want to pick up in Fallout 76. Now, like I mentioned, this doesn't mean that these are the only good junk items to pick up. Many players actually just pick up literally everything that they see and then scrap it all to add to their scrap box for when they need it. But as a new player, you want to look out for these specific junk items, because you really want to make sure that you're building up your supply of things like copper, gears, screws, springs, lead, and ballistic fiber. I actually just posted a video that shows you the best places to get every resource in the game. So if you're running low on resources, I will put a link to that video in the pinned comment below. But most of the junk items that I mentioned in this video can easily be found on the Super Mutants at the West Tech location. So if you need anything that I mentioned, go to West Tech and start farming. But I would love to know which junk items that you always pick up and why in the comments below. And thank you for watching.